So I was called to program the Suzuki Vitara. Um, we're, we're having an issue, so I logged in into my device to help a friend to do the programming. He was doing it and he was facing difficulties on it, so I logged in through TeamViewer to assist him in doing the whole work. So we connected to the vehicle and we tried programming, doing all kilos. So we tried it, start, and we allowed the system to read the password for us online. So you go to yes to do that. So you connect it to the internet and go to yes and allow it to read the password for you. Then verify the password. You can see it is written condition not met. That was the issue that my friend was facing when he called me to log in. So I tried and it was the same issue. We were facing conditions not met. So we thought maybe it was the key or something. Because it was 2021 Vitara. So we tried again and it failed. So we couldn't read the key and we tried again and it was still giving us the same issue. So tried it again and waited for it to. So we followed the instruction, we pressed the key to the push start knob. So I was communicating with a friend, with my friend I was helping out. I was communicating with him to follow the instruction on the screen. But you can see here there is an instruction written smart key. Please, the smart key which need to be matched must be pushed to the push to start logo. So we followed the instruction, did it, and still condition not met because the ignition has not been open. And with this one, when we didn't know, he didn't know the whole thing. So we tried again, it wasn't going through. So I asked him the type of key he was using and everything, but I wanted to know the vehicle's key ID. So we tried again and conditions not met. So what we did now was because he's using the km100, we can generate a key to program it. So we went to special function and went to ignition core detection. So I asked him to push the KM100 with the push to start button so that the ID will come up, and it came up ID 46. So when it came up ID 46, we have to go back and generate a key for it. So we generated Suzuki Vitara 2016 to 2022. So we generated the key for it so that we can program it with it. So with this tool, when you are using it or when you are generating a key, you get other options. So they may ask you after generating the key, will you like to go into the immobilizer aspect of the vehicle? So what we did was we waited for the 1 minute key generation, and after it was done, and after the key generation was done, we went to the imo, so complete, and we went to the imo to start the programming from there. So we selected the vehicle that we were working on, which is Indian. So yes, imo status scan to see the process we will pass through when, because the first one we didn't select that it was we didn't select it directly. So now that we've selected Suzuki Vitara, we just read the password and save it. We were trying to use the machine to read the password and save it and take a screenshot of it in case we lose internet connection. We can enter the password that we've seen that it has been calculated for us. So what we do now is we have to go back and do all key lost again. So we check DTC, no DTC. Then we go back to do the all key loss procedure. So that's where we'll get the instruction on what to do. So go to all kilos and they will ask you to turn on the hazard so that the system can communicate. So this is where we went to help to see how we can program the immobilizer. So when you read the instructions, it tells you and you can try it. So with this one, it's telling us to jump power to a fuse, which is ignition SIG, which is IG1 SIG fuse. So you connect battery power to it so that the ignition turns on. That's the whole instruction. So we followed it because the ignition was not on. That's why we're getting the issue with the conditions not met. So all the issue that we were having, which was conditions not met, was because of that. So it tells us it is in fuse 27. So that's the fuse that we will activate, which is fuse 27. And you can see they are showing us the location of the fuse also. So with the location of the fuse, so we try to zoom it in to see the exact point where the 27 fuse 27 is. So you checked and you see fuse 27 is over there. So I asked the man collect to jump power from the battery positive or from any part that he can get battery positive from to that fuse, because that ignition has to turn on before we can even continue the programming. So I waited for him to get that fuse plugged in. So we waited for a while for him to get it set up so that he called me back in to continue the programming procedure for him. And we can also help you out in case you're having any difficulties. You can also contact us so that we log in via your device with TeamViewer and try and help you out. So with this one, we waited for him and now he tells me that he has jammed the battery positive. So I have to start the process again and select the vehicle. So I'll select manual. I'll do manual selection. Mostly it is the American cars that you can do auto VIN, then the machine will read the VIN because most of them store their VIN numbers in their PCM. So I'll select India, then select Suzuki Vitara, then smart key. So from this process, that's where so I wait for the system to initialize. Then I'll go to IMO status scan. So you can see I'll be having some issues, which is a fault code in the system because the ignition has been forced on. So turn on the hazard and press OK. So now we have already passed through the hub. So we go to OK. Then we wait for it to read the pin. So if it was an add key, because I have a original key to turn on the ignition, I wouldn't be having that problem. Because it's all kilos, I have to first turn the ignition. So I allow the system to read the pin. So click on OK. So when I click on no, that means I'll enter the pin manually. But when I click on OK, it will do it for me automatically. Then I'll put the at this point you have to put the key on the push to start, because after verification it's going to execute it and the key has to be on the push to start for the process to complete. So it's still communicating with the vehicle. So we wait. You can see now the key is programmed successfully and we don't want to program any other key again. So we use the Hotel km100 smart key. So no, so that we can drive the car to our shop and buy the original key. Then we program it to the vehicle. Then we take our key out. So we go to no. And as at this point, learning complete. We didn't face the condition not met again, and we were able to finish the vehicle successfully. So now we are done with the programming and we have no issue with it again. So as at this point, I can recycle the ignition so that I can erase the fault code, so that there will not be any fault code in it, because that fault code came on because of the ignition being forced on. So quick erase to erase the fault code, and now there is no fault code in the system. So we call it a fix. So now the car is running, and you can see the voltage also goes up. So now the car is running. So if you need help, you can call us to assist you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos.